How many different ways can you make a whiskey sour? Let's find out, because this week I'm making a Japanese whiskey sour with Umeshu plum liqueur. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Matt, I'm a whiskey nerd, and like I said, this week I'm making a Japanese whiskey sour with Umeshu. Now, what the hell is Umeshu? Some people call Umeshu like a plum wine, but it's not really a wine because it's made with umes or plums. Instead, it's more of a liqueur where Japanese manufacturers will just make a white liqueur and then they'll add a bunch of plums to that liqueur and let it steep for a while so the plum flavor goes into the liqueur. And in fact, in here you can see one of those little plums in the bottle. It's this kind of dense, sugary, sweet, kind of tart, kind of sour liqueur. It's kind of hard to describe unless you've had it, but it is very nice and I think it goes really well in a cocktail. For example, this recipe I actually had at a restaurant and they wouldn't tell me the exact proportions of the ingredients that went into it, but I think I've been able to kind of find a nice balance between the ingredients that recreate a really nice cocktail. So let's get to making it. Now, this is a shake and drink, so we're going to get a shaker tin and we're going to pop a nice rock of ice into there. And we're going to follow that up with 1.5 ounces of Toki Japanese whiskey. Now you can use any whiskey you want, but I find the Toki whiskey, it's quite nice, it's quite light, so it goes really well and it doesn't overpower that plum liqueur. So then we're going to follow with 1 ounce of this plum liqueur. So this is alcoholic, it has a nice bit of sourness behind it and that's why we're balancing it out with some orange juice later on, but I think it goes really well and that's why I'm only going in with 1.5 ounces of the Toki. So that's 1 ounce of the plum liqueur, and then we're going to go in with 1/2 ounce each of lemon juice and orange juice. We're not going to go in with a full ounce of lemon juice because, like I said, it is a bit tart, the Umeshu, so if we went in with a full ounce of lemon juice, it would probably be just too tart and it wouldn't be an enjoyable drink. So there's 1/2 ounce, and we're going to go in again with 1/2 ounce of orange juice. There we go. And now to round out this, because we don't have a lot of sugar in it yet, we're going to pop in just 10 ml of sugar syrup, just to really make sure we have it nice and balanced. So 10 ml of sugar syrup in on top. And lastly, for our bitters. So what I like in this cocktail is putting in 1 dash of Angostura bitters, and then 1 dash of Angostura orange bitters, because again, I want that Umeshu to kind of come through. I want to highlight it with the fruitiness you get from the orange bitters. And lastly, we're not going to put an egg white. I'm going to use Fee Foam. It's like a foaming agent. There's a couple of different brands you can get in the market. It also helps. It's nice, it's shelf stable, and it's also vegan. So if you're making this for friends who are vegetarian, who are vegan, or who don't like egg whites, you can use this. So we're going to go in 3 dashes of that. And that's all there is to it. So we're going to put our top on, bang it down, and shake away for about 20 seconds. Okay, that's nicely chilled. So we're going to bang this off and we're going to get ready to strain it out. So we're going to get our glass ready and we're going to get our strainer up on top. I like using a kind of a wine glass, it's kind of a goblet, because I think it looks really nice when you get that separation on with the head. Just going to strain this out. Perfect. And now, while this settles, if you're new here, scroll down, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button. I put a new cocktail recipe every Friday and a new whiskey review every Wednesday. So if you want to see more like this, you know what you need to do. And now, just for a final little finishing touch on this, we're going to get our Angostura bitters again. We're not going to put a lot in, we're just going to drop maybe 2 or 3 drops right on top, just to get a little bit of aroma that comes through when you lift it up to your mouth. And that's it, a Japanese plum whiskey sour. Now, as you can tell from home, this looks great, but the important part is how does it taste. So let's go in. I'm very glad I didn't go in with a full ounce of lemon juice. The Umeshu, the plum liqueur, it's very apparent. It's very noticeable. Like the Toki whiskey as well. It's nice, it's light, it's got a bit of flavour to it, it's got that sweetness, it's got those nice kind of refreshing Japanese whiskey flavours, but it's light enough that it lets the Umeshu shine through. It lets it kind of stand up as an ingredient and lets it just stand apart from those classic whiskey sour notes. I think the orange juice works really well. It balances out some of the sweetness without adding too much sweetness, which would have needed way more sugar syrup. Like, it's just a really nice cocktail. Having those little bit of Angostura bitters up top is very nice, but having the umeshu shaken through, it's in the bubbles, it's in the foam, so as you bring it up, that umeshu is just present right from the nose of it, right through the palate, and right through the finish of this cocktail. It's a really nice, easy to make drink, like a whiskey sour. Once you get the hang of making a whiskey sour, once you get the hang of the ratios, so you can balance out new ingredients, a whiskey sour is a really good cocktail to make. It's a really good one to kind of break out at a party. It just looks so stunning, and this one tastes just as stunning. So I think that's where I'm going to leave it for this week. I'm going to keep enjoying this, and I'll see you next week. Sláinte.